am so glad that you all are joining me for our first week of our brand new series, Mad Props. Alright, now here's a question. Does anyone know what a prop is? That's exactly right. A prop is an object that you use to help tell some kind of story. However, there's just one problem. During Mad Props, the props have gone totally, completely, 100% mad. And so right here in these 4 boxes that I'll show you, oh yeah, woo, look, I got 4 boxes right here. Within these 4 boxes, all of our props, they're all mixed up and hidden in these boxes. And so during the story, I'm going to be opening one of these boxes, and whatever's in that box, that prop, I'm going to use to tell the Bible story. And it could be anything. It could be a rubber chicken. It could be a blanket. It could be a Tyrannosaurus Rex. And I'm going to use it to tell the Bible story. So, in just a little bit, we're going to find out what kind of crazy props we're going to be using today. But first, I also want to ask you a question. What is one of the scariest things you've ever done? Those are some really great answers. You see, for me, one of the scariest things I've done is ridden a really tall roller coaster. That was scary. And so all of these are pretty scary things, but it sounds like you might have found the courage to do them. And in today's Bible story, God asks Moses to do something really scary. And I mean really scary. I'm gonna talk about shaking in your boots scary. I'm talking about jumping out of your bed and hanging on to the ceiling fan scary. Alright? And so we're gonna see how God asked Moses to stand up to the biggest, baddest bully in the world. But before we get to that Bible story, we need to worship God. So what I need all of you to do is just stand up on your feet, and we're going to get ready to dance, we're going to get ready to sing, and we're going to get ready to praise the one and only true God. So, if you all are ready, let's go ahead and count down from 3, and then our worship music will start. Ready? 3, 2, 1, let's worship!
All around the world, listen up right now, because I got something to say and it will be heard. I made up my mind, not afraid to show. That's right, gonna leave the past behind, gonna let the whole world know I am who God says I am. Let me tell you now, I am who God says I am. Forgiven, I am a winner, I have been chosen. Jesus, I am yours. Jesus, I am yours. Forever. Jesus, I am yours. Forever. I am. Jesus, I am yours. I'm in love
God this morning. And now, it's time to get some Mad Props fun. So as you can see, I got my boxes 1, 2, 3, and 4 right here. And they have all of our props for today in them. And they're all jumbled around. I don't know what's in each of the boxes, so it's going to be really fun and crazy. But I need all of you to vote when I tell you to which prop box you want me to open next, alright? So, real quick, let's go ahead and vote for which one you want to open first. Ready? Shout out which number you want. Go! Alright, I heard a lot of 1s, a lot of 2s, a couple of 4s, but I'm pretty sure I heard more 3s than anything. Alright, so let's go ahead and open this prop box. Ooh. Oh, wow. Oh my goodness, kids. It's a Slinky! Can you see that? Oh my goodness. If you've never played with one of these before, it's amazing. So let's go ahead and start our Bible story with the Slinky. So, after Moses fled from Pharaoh into the desert, you see Moses, he became a shepherd, and he was caring for some sheep on a mountain called Mount Sinai. Oh, cute little sheepy. Oh, don't you just grow so fast? And you see, one day, as Moses was approaching the mountain, Moses saw a bush on fire. Whoa, our Slinky's on fire! Woo! Oh my goodness, look at that! You see what happened? The bush wasn't actually burning up. Our little bush here wasn't burning up one bit. And Moses couldn't believe what he was seeing. And so he walked even closer to this burning bush. See? Ooh, it's burning. Oh man. And so as Moses approached this burning bush, God called to him from the middle of the fire, in the middle of the bush. And Moses responded, "Here I am." And you see, God warned Moses not to come any closer. He told Moses to take his sandals off because he was standing on holy ground. So let's look. I gotta there's one of my shoes, 2 of my shoes. We are standing on holy ground here, kids. And then God said to Moses, "I have seen what Pharaoh has been doing to my people, and I have heard their cries for help. I want you to talk to Pharaoh and demand that he let my people go." Woo! That's a pretty epic beginning to this Bible story. And now it's time to choose a second prop. So I'm going to go ahead and put the Slinky down. Now, which of these boxes should we open next? 1, 2, or 4? Go ahead and shout it out loud. Alright, I'm hearing a lot of yells for box number 1. So let's go ahead and open this one. This one scared me a bit. I thought it was real at first. But what it actually is it's just a little snake. Hopefully you all can see it right there, little snake. Alright, so let's go ahead and tell the next part of our Bible story with our little snake prop, alright? So, Moses said to God, "Who am I to lead the Israelites out of Egypt? Besides, what if Pharaoh won't listen to me?" And so this is what God said back to Moses. "I will be with you, Moses. And if Pharaoh won't listen, then I will show him signs of my power." God told Moses to take his shepherd's staff and to throw it on the ground. Just like that. Throw it on the ground. Alright, and then what happened after Moses threw it on the ground? It actually became a real life snake, and I'm glad this one didn't do it to me, kids. And as soon as it hit the ground, it became a snake. And Moses, he was kind of scared. He jumped back, was like, whoa, what just happened, God? And then God had him pick up the snake by its tail, and it turned back into a staff. And then God said, when Pharaoh sees my power, he will let my people go. But you see, Moses, he still struggled to find the courage he needed. And so he pleaded with God to send someone else. But God, he kind of got upset with Moses. And he said, all right, Moses, take your brother Aaron, and he can do the talking instead. You be there, you throw the staff, become a snake, you pick it up, make it a staff again. But your brother Aaron, he will do all the talking for you. Woo. That had to be pretty scary, watching that staff turn into a snake and then having to pick it up again. But now it's time to pick another prop, and we have 2 more boxes left. So, shout out loud which one, number 2 or number 4. Ready? Go! Alright. It was almost 50-50. Almost 50-50, but box number 2 won it out over box number 4. So let's go ahead and open box number 2. Oh, this prop. You guys are gonna love this. Guys, this one is my favorite one now. It is a rubber chicken. Mr. Chicken, go ahead and say hello to everybody. Oh, this is gonna be a great prop to tell our story. What is that, Mr. Chicken? Are you ready to tell the story? All right, kids, are you ready to hear the next part of the story? Mr. Chicken is. All right, let's keep going. All right, so Moses and his brother Aaron, they gathered all of their belongings and they traveled back to Egypt. All right, so I got my prop, I'm grabbing him, I'm grabbing my shoes that I took off at the burning bush, I'm grabbing my staff snake thingy, all right, and we're gonna go back to Egypt. God was with them the whole time, kids. And when they arrived, Aaron and Moses confronted the king of Egypt, Pharaoh. And they told him, the Lord, the God of Israel says, let my people go. Good job, Mr. Chicken. Way to tell Mr. Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said this, I do not believe in your God, so why should I listen to him? And instead of letting the Israelites go, Pharaoh made life a lot worse for them. All right? And this is what he did. He sent out a message, so he rolled up a little parchment, and then he unrolled it for his messenger. And it said the next day, Pharaoh sent a message to the Egyptian slave drivers. All right. Let's see if I can read my ancient Egyptian. All right. Do not supply any more straw to making bricks. Make the people get it themselves. Now the Israelites had to do twice as much work. And you see, when an Israelite slave didn't work, they were hit with the whip. But the whip didn't sound like a chicken. I don't know, maybe it did. Who knows? And you see, that happened because they couldn't make the bricks fast enough, because now they had to get the straw. All right, now it's time for the final part of our story. So let's go ahead. Box number 4 is the last one, so let's open it to reveal what prop is used next. Oh man, oh, so soft and cuddly, kids. Wow, this is such a cuddly prop. It's not loud, it's not scary, it's not slinky. All right, so now look, we have a blanket, a baby's blanket. And so after all this happened, making the Israelites work even harder, Aaron and Moses went back to Pharaoh. And for a second time, they demanded that he let their people go. And Pharaoh said, if it is really your God who says this, then show me a miracle. And so just as God had instructed Moses, Aaron and Moses, they threw their staff down and it became a snake. Just like that. Except it didn't look like a blanket. And just as before, it worked. And then Moses, he picked it up by its tail and it became stiff like a staff again. However, Pharaoh seemed really unimpressed with this magic trick, probably. And so he called his own magicians who threw down their staffs. But you see, just like Aaron's staff began to slither and hiss, their staffs began to slither and so their staffs turned into snakes too. But God, He was with Aaron and Moses, and He would not be outdone by some false gods that weren't even real. And so Aaron's staff slithered over to these other staffs. And what happened is this snake, Aaron's snake, he quickly defeated these magician snakes. But even after that, well, you see, Pharaoh still refused to let the Israelites go. Woo! That's crazy. Pharaoh was still unimpressed. But you see, God was still with Moses and Aaron. Wasn't that such a great Bible story, kids? During the story, did you notice how Moses struggled to find the courage to do what God asked him? Why do you think that is? Go ahead and shout out your answers. Wow, those are some really good answers. And the truth is, we don't really know. It seems like Moses just didn't have the courage to do what God asked. So he had his brother Aaron do the stuff instead. What about you guys? Do you have the courage to do what God asks you? You see, I know He's not asking you to go confront Pharaoh in Egypt, but sometimes God does ask us to do pretty tough things. In fact, I'd love to hear your ideas. What are some things you think God asks us to do today that might be hard? Wow, those are some really phenomenal answers, kids. And you see, some of these things are really hard to do. But here's the great thing. We don't have to do it alone. When Moses was afraid to confront Pharaoh, God told him, I will be with you. And it's the same for us. God is with us all the time, wherever we go. And in fact, that's what our Bible verse for today says. So, if you have a Bible with you, go ahead and open it to the book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 9, and we'll read it together. And if you don't have a Bible, that's okay, because it's going to pop up on the screen right here, right now. Here's what I'm commanding you to do. Be strong and brave. Do not be terrified. Do not lose hope. I am the Lord your God. I will be with you everywhere you go. Joshua 1:9. Isn't that amazing, kids? God is with us everywhere. There isn't a moment, there isn't a time where He isn't right there with us, by our side. Sometimes God asks us to do pretty tough things, but He is always right there with us, helping us to do it. He's letting us lean on Him so that He can help us. To show you all this, I have a pretty fun thing to show. So we have to go and see and get some of my help from some friends to show you what this all means. Alright kids, so as you can see, I have a lot of helpers with me to show you this really amazing thing about what we're talking about today, how God is always with us and we can lean on Him and ask Him for courage. And so right here you can see this paper, it says fear, and right here this one says not good enough. Because sometimes those things, they kind of block our path. And so my volunteer here, Miss Erin, she's going to try and walk on top of this balance beam right here without without falling off. But she still has to get around fear and the thoughts of not being good enough. So let's go ahead and everyone count down from 3 with me, and then she's gonna start. Ready? 3, 2, 1. All right, let's see if she can do it. Let's see if she can get around it without falling off, kids. Oh, she's trying. All right, here we go. She kind of made it around fear, but just barely on her own. All right. Oh no, she fell, kids. That's crazy, but did you see? She struggled with fear. You know, fear's a little short here in her mind, I guess. But then around not good enough, she couldn't do it. And so let's try one more time, and we're gonna add an extra thing onto our balance beam, and it's gonna be problems. Because you see, in life sometimes, there's problems, and it's hard to get around them on our own. And so next, we're gonna see if Miss Erin can get around all these problems and fear not being good enough with a little help from me and leaning on me. All right? All right, kids, we're back, and we're ready to see if Miss Erin can get across this balance beam again. But we've added an extra difficulty, because as you can see right here, we've got a big problem. Because in life, we have problems. But this time, instead of Miss Erin trying to do all of this on her own, she barely made it past fear. She didn't make it past not being good enough. What's going to happen is I'm going to be Jesus. And what she's going to do is walk across the balance beam, and I'm going to lean on me so that she can make it across all these obstacles. Are we ready? Kids, let me hear you if you think Miss Erin can do it. Oh, you can do better than that. Come on, let me hear you. All right, let's see. All right, Miss Erin, here we go. Go ahead and lean on me. Ready? Oh, we made it around fear. Ooh, we made it around not being good enough. But instead of helping her here, being Jesus, I'm going to remove this problem right here. So that way, she can finish balancing on this beam and getting all the way across. As you can see, I gave our volunteer, Miss Erin, a pretty hard job, didn't I? In fact, it was so hard that she almost fell off on the first sign, fear, but then she did with the second one, not good enough. And she couldn't do it by herself. And you see, the second time she didn't have to, because I was right there with her to help her. And you know, it's kind of like that with God. Sometimes God gives us pretty hard things to do. Not necessarily balancing on a piece of wood, but He is right there with us the entire time. And when fear gets in the way, we can lean on God. When we think we're not good enough, we don't have the right skills, God is there to lean on us and to help us. And when big problems get in the way, God's like, here, I got this. And He moves them and He helps us. He can help us to get around our fears. He can help us to get around not being good enough. He can help us get around any problems in life. But remember, we need to lean on Him and not try and do it ourselves. Whenever God asks us to do something, we can have the courage because He's always right there to help kids. And unfortunately, that is something that Moses forgot. But we don't have to make that same mistake. If God is asking you to do something that's kind of tough, take a moment to stop and to talk to Him about it. And He can give you the courage to help you succeed. Well, kids, I hope you had so much fun on our first week of our series, Mad Props. I had a lot of fun with you. Mr. Chicken had a lot of fun with you guys. And remember, whenever you're afraid and having to do something hard on your own, remember that God gives you the courage to succeed, and He's always there with you. I hope you all have a great week. Have lots of fun. Maybe get your own rubber chicken to have fun at home. And I will see you all next week for another lesson about Moses and to see what mad props we got next week. See you all then.